Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in to another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be looking at Google's new Pixel watch. It's been out for a couple of weeks. I've got my hands on it finally, and we're going to compare it to the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. We'll pair it up to the phone and see what it's all about, right? So I've got the app installed and ready to go as well. That should save some time. And I don't think I'm going to need this because it's got some tabs to open up. We'll open it up, compare it. This was Google's first smartwatch, for first watch, design wise it doesn't look so bad on the box, and from what I've seen, I've not handled the device physically yet, so this is going to be quite interesting. And I think if we compare it back to the original sort of watches, the watch classics from Samsung, I think it's quite fair to say that they've done a really good job here on the design. Now that looks very elegant, as you can see. It looks natural, it looks like a watch should look. It's got a round face, it's got the dial on the side, there's no dials here. I do like that dial. I think that's going to be really nice. It feels really smooth. First impressions on that is literally gliding as I'm rolling my finger over it. It's really nice look on that. And it's got a lovely clean display as well, and that glass that's just rolling all the way around the edges there. You can see that very smooth finish. And then obviously straps that you can change anyway. I don't know if this is going to be as flexible as these watches in terms of changing straps, because this has got the standard sort of the lugs that way you can just clip the straps off, and you can probably, I think, pretty much put any standard watch strap on there. I don't think that's going to be the case with these ones. You're going to have to buy their own straps, so one thing to bear in mind immediately. Let's go ahead and remove this from the packaging. Now I don't think there was a magnet holding it in place there. It's going to use a similar magnetic charging system as the Watch 5 Pro. As you can see, I've got fingerprints all over it already, so I'm going to go ahead and give that a little rub. The strap mechanism, you probably watched me get defeated by the strap on this one. I've got used to it now. Still a bit annoyed about this, and I will talk about why in a minute, but I've had some fun getting stuck to metal stuff, chairs and stuff, because that's just that whole thing is just magnetic, and you do get it catching onto stuff, which is interesting. You pick up interesting stuff along your way sometimes. So the strap mechanism here is fairly simple, straightforward compared to this one. This is more like a proper clasp thing that they've got going on here now. And I might just compare that to a proper watch clasp for you if you really want to see that. But this here is very smartwatch-esque, as you can see. It's going in there, it's going inside, and that results in a very clean look like this one now, where you don't have anything hanging on the outside. So let's go ahead and try that on for size. I'm just going to go and take this off. Haven't turned this on yet. Hopefully there is some charge so we can turn it on, we can pair it, and we can mess around with it, see what it's like. Check out what the display is like. Noticeably a lot smaller. 41 millimeter casing there versus a 45 millimeter casing. I've always preferred the larger watch, the Galaxy Watch. They used to be the classics. This is the first Pro model, and I think I've still got the Watch 4 Classic here, which I will not lie, I absolutely love this watch. You can see it's just come off charge. I still love this watch just as much as I ever did when I got it. I actually switch between them both, to be honest. Whichever one's charged, I use it. The Watch 5 Pro is a lot snappier, better processor. It does perform a lot quicker than the 4, and you only notice it once you get the 5. If you've never had the 5, you're not going to have a problem with performance on the 4. Once you've played with this feels a little bit laggy, but then you miss the bezel. The bezel is still awesome, and I think overall, for me, this is probably, and I've got fairly decent sized wrists, I'd say this is the best looking out of all of them for me so far. So all three of them are there. I prefer the look of this, I prefer the feel of this as well. I think this was 44 millimeters versus 45 millimeters if I remember correctly now. Not too sure, can't remember all the specs of all of these products, but overall this is a fantastic watch. So let's go ahead and get this on my wrist. See how easy it is to fit on. So what we're doing there, we're sliding that on there. We're getting it in. I might have to go all the way. So what was I saying about not having small wrists? maybe I have got small wrists. And then this is going to push into there, and you can see, I don't know, for me maybe this is, I don't know, not a very masculine design. It looks more feminine to me. I think it's more, and it's advertised with, I think mostly with females wearing it. I think it's a very, very elegant watch for ladies. Not so sure about on my wrist at least anyway. It doesn't, I don't think it looks the piece on me, to be honest. I like these more rugged looking chunky watches. If we talk about specs, I think they've both got dual core processors. This one's got a bit more RAM, I think 2 gig RAM here versus 1.5 here. Storage, 32 gig of storage, 16 gig of storage. So if you want to store more and more music and you're going for long runs or cycles, whatever, you're going to get more media on there than you're going to get on here. Both obviously equipped with NFC. OS is pretty much the same, Google Wear OS. I don't know if Google are saving some special snacks for themselves or not. Samsung recently released updates for their watches as well, for the 4 and for the 5, that support using their Google Assistant. So well, look, it's activated just by talking there. So it's nice that you've got the Google Assistant, because I never used Bixby, but I do use the Google Assistant on there, so it's nice to have that there. This thing is still turning on, as you can see. Nice colourful screen, looks nice and vibrant so far. Let's put these on. Let's do this. This is a classic shot I've always done with smartwatch upgrades, where I've always had both of them on my wrist. I'm going to try and do this thing again. I'll get them all on side by side, so you can see them all side by side, right? But specs wise, I've flown through them. This is the LTE model of the Pixel Watch, so obviously you can go solo without the phone and probably still stay in touch, where I don't have the LTE version of this one here. So let's go and get these on. There you go. You can see there's a massive size difference there. Both screens look awesome. I'll just go ahead and move that away and get my watch unlocked. There you can see them both there now. So I'm going to go and pair this up to, so there's the app, and it's detected it straight away, as you can see there, right? Detected. So we're going to say connect. Bit of a Samsung-y thing going on there, because normally when you get your buds on or your pen on or whatever, it pops up at the bottom and says device detected, and it's done the same thing there, which is nice. We don't want usage in diagnostics. Yeah, you can have my location because you've got it anyway, because my phone's location always on. Allow it to manage, allow Google Pixel Watch to manage your Google Pixel Watch. It's talking about the app probably, yeah, okay. Yes, absolutely allow. Connecting to the watch, as you can see there. I might just put all three of them on for the fun of it. Continue on phone, it says, so clearly it's going on there. It's going to sync with the Google account. Yep. Sign in. Another thing here to mention here is obviously I think Google owns Fitbit now, so Fitbit is built in, which is nice. So you get all the goodies of Fitbit. So I think from a health, fitness and activity tracking perspective, I think this is going to be better. Sensor accuracy, I've read, apparently this is a tiny little bit better from a GPS location perspective. I don't know about the other sensors because I haven't obviously used it yet, so hard to say. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit better and a little bit more accurate, just because it's got that whole Fitbit stuff going on. I don't know if I'm noticing some haptic feedback there. If it is, it's nice. If it's not, who knows? Right, there we go. So, probably not, it's probably just tapping along that. This is still signing in. The app has got a not great review or rating. It's got 2.7 out of 5-star rating, so surprised, because normally Google apps do have pretty good ratings. Early days though, right? First watch. It's not a bad effort, is it really? It's looking nice, isn't it? We're going to look at the charging and stuff in a minute as well. Welcome to your Google Watch. Put your watch on, I have done. Set your watch orientation. So it's on the left wrist. Now where is the crown? The crown is on the right. Learn how to switch bands. So it talks about switching bands, obviously you can, and it gives you a little flyby demonstration there of what you've got to do. Not too interested about that. I'm not going to take the bands off right now. Install, you can install the Fitbit app, sign up for Fitbit Pro as well. I think you've got a paid subscription, which obviously I'm not going to be doing. Yeah, we want to talk, let's skip Google Home stuff for now because we don't need to demonstrate the assistant. I'll skip setting any security on there. Google Wallet, I'll skip that as well for now because you can pay from them anyway. I do pretty much use this to pay everywhere. I barely touch my phone or my wallet now. And let's skip apps. We don't need to worry about apps either. Now the interesting was, it's got the apps I installed on my watch here, and it was bringing the same list of, I noticed the same list of apps they wanted to install on this. That's quite cool. Stay connected on the go. Set up your cellular service on your watch so you can get messages and take calls without your phone nearby. Interesting. Additional operator fees may apply. You may be prompted to restart your watch to complete the connection. Okay, so let's not worry about that for now, but interesting. Up to 10 minutes to complete. It's doing a watch update now, so there we go. I don't think that's going to complete. I'm not going to let this run for 10 minutes to update, and I'm not going to pause it and come back because I might do. Let's see how we go. While it does that, I'm going to put this on as well, just for fun of it. I don't know if I'm going to get all three of them on. If I move it far enough up my wrist, I might get it on. And I'm going to try and go in order from the smallest to the biggest. The big Watch 5 Pro coming in at 45mm. I'm pretty sure the Watch 4 was 44mm. And the obviously smaller version of the Watch 5 as well. Let's get that on just for the fun of it. And right, setup is completed, see, that's interesting. And there we go, so it says updating the watch. Still updating there. This is saying it's all good to go. Talking about connecting a Fitbit account. This watch battery is, it's got enough charge on it to fire it up at least. We can have a look at them all side by side. How's that? That's a great shot, isn't it? Might have to put this as my thumbnail for this video. Right. It's a shame that it's still updating though, because we can't have a little play with that when it's all done. I really do like the smoothness of that crown though, I have to say. And I think for the fun of it, watch restarting. I'm going to go ahead and just pause this video for 1 second. Right, so I had to do this, but I'm going to bring in the real smartwatch, the ultimate contender. That is a real smartwatch. How does that compare? Yes, I think we can all agree that the smartest watch here is actually this one. This is a GMT Batman. You can see here it's all scuffed up because I was wearing it quite a lot, unfortunately. You've got a bit of scrapes and scratches on there. If you're wondering if it's real, yes it is. We won't discuss any other details about it. But I'm not going to be able to get it on my wrist next to some of them, but all of them to be honest, but how's that for good measure? So that is, you can see it's a lot smaller than the two Galaxy watches there. It's closer to the Pixel, but there you go. And it's completely wrong date and time on there because it's not been around for quite some time. I wear these, I don't wear this. This generally doesn't see much daylight. I need to get it on a winder. So this is firing up now. There we go. Learn how to use your new watch now. So that is your opening screen. That's what we were seeing on the phone after the update was done. Let's see if anything more's come up on here. So no, it's there you go. What can I do? So if I go to If I want to list up, bring up the apps, how do I bring up the apps? No. Google Maps, bringing up some stuff there, heart rate. So what I'm looking for is something like, oh god, let's unlock this again quickly. What I'm looking for is something like this. Now, I'm guessing it's here, I've just got to figure out how to get it up. Aha. Right, so if I press that button in, I get all this stuff going on here. And there's a list of apps, as you can see. Play Store's there. Maybe we can check that out, we can compare the two. So you can see all the different apps there as well. Let's go into the Play Store. Yeah, same sort of stuff going on here. Essential watch apps. If I hit search on there, maybe I can find something similar here now. That does come up with featured apps there as well. So there you go. How does that do it for comparison? That's gone off now. I don't know if that supports an always on screen or not as well. Let's have a look. So, look at the display settings. That's the brightness. If you press the button, you press the crown in, it goes, but if you click, it's got a nice satisfying click to it as well. It has really nice satisfying click. So it goes back to the last view, scroll it down, brings up the menu, and I can scroll through that very smoothly as well, as you can see. That is very satisfying. That's more satisfying than doing this weird stuff around the edge of this screen. Still not as satisfying as the bezel. The bezel is still the most satisfying as far as I'm concerned. But this here, and none of them are as satisfying as that. Let's get that there. Right, let's have a quick look at the chargers. So the charger, I think, is much the same as we've got before. There's another strap size in there as well, as you can see. So let's get that out as well. Let's see what that's all about. There's another strap for probably smaller wrists, I'm guessing. And then the charger in there as well, which I may be able to get out without ripping it too much. It's basically exactly the same as the Watch 5 Pro charger. It's just a little disc, a magnetic disc that your watch would clip into. It's in there. Yeah. Don't know if I'm even going to bother getting it out right now, to be honest, but it is in there, as you can see. And what would be interesting to see is if this charges with the charger for the Watch 5. So let's try that out as well, since we're here messing around with these things. I'm going to put this off for a second. Let's give it a quick try on the charger, then we'll end the video. If I grab the charger quickly, well, actually I haven't got a battery pack ready to go. I'm going to just click it on there and see what happens. It does not charge. Oh yes, it does. It does. So yep. I don't have, actually, you know what I can do is I'm going to plug this into my phone, because I haven't got a battery pack ready to go. That should provide some power, hopefully, right? And then plug this in here, and you can see it's charging. Look at that. That's charging with the charger for the Galaxy Watch Pro 5, which also charges obviously the Galaxy Watch 4 and everything else in the world. So there you go. And on that note, I'll end this video because I don't want to make it longer than I already have. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. There's the back of the device there. You can see these are, I think they're pretty much neck on neck. I was going to mention one very annoying thing about this strap. It's cool, the clasp is nice, right? They've tried to go with this sort of a look here, so you've got this sort of a thing going on with the clasp, right? Nice. But I can't drop that on the back of my phone to charge it. Wireless power share, they advertised it for charging your watch. You can drop that on there, or I can drop that on the charger I've got on the bedside. Standard wireless chargers, I can drop that on there. I cannot drop this on a charger. I have to use this to charge it all the time. That is annoying enough. Unfortunately, it is annoying. Nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. So there you go. And on that note, I will end this video. I will say thank you very much for watching. Any questions, please ask them in the comment section below and I'll answer them as quick as I can. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel there on the bottom right hand corner to support my channel. Really appreciate all the subscribers and the people that are watching my videos. And I hope to keep making more videos for you in the future. Thanks for watching, take care and all the best.